Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to dye this t-shirt. I'm using pennies and rubber bands, and I've started already in this video. You can see I have done an imaginary diagonal line on the t-shirt, and I have wrapped pennies with rubber bands. So the cool thing about using pennies and rubber bands is that you can kind of engineer a pattern. So I'm doing half of the diagonal t-shirt with a lot of pennies, and then I'm going to add some more random circles and pennies up at the top. So I'm just going to fill in the remainder of this t-shirt, and I'm going to do them not as close together as I have down below. So if you want to do something similar, you can do lines, you can do flowers, you can do all kinds of different patterns with the pennies. It totally depends on what you want to do, and you can get really creative. You can do random pennies. Sky's the limit. People ask me a lot about what kind of rubber bands to use. For this pattern, I'm using thin rubber bands, like the kind that you would get on a newspaper. So that's going to give you a very thin white circle. You can also use thicker rubber bands to give you a thicker white circle. I have a lot of thicker rubber bands that I use a lot, and I can put the link down in the description. I just buy them on Amazon in bulk, and I use them constantly, so I will include that for you. And as you can see, I'm just doing some circles on top, not too many. I want it to be like kind of a contrast, and it's pretty much ready to dip. Alright, so there's the flower, which I'm going to just push to the side, take out. And maybe I'll use this spoon. Alright, so you don't have to get every bubble out, but the more bubbles you can get out, the better. Because you don't want the bubbles to get onto the fabric, because that's not going to dye it. It's just going to be on top of it. Okay, great. So now we're ready to dip. So now I'm going to dip this penny pattern one. So we did a little diagonal pattern with random pennies, and these ones are tied pretty tight, so I'm pretty sure that the resist is going to be good. And I'm just going to take my spoon and take some of these bubbles off, because I've gotten quite a few. Okay, that's pretty good. And I'm just going to put it in there. All right. I'm just gonna squeeze it out. The best I can. All right. Let's see how it is here. All right. I could dip it again, but I think I like what happened there, so I'm just gonna leave it. This is the back. In fact, we can even kind of squeeze it out a little more. Okay. Great, so I'm just going to let that sit for a little bit before I take the rubber bands off. We're going to just let it sit and cure for a minute. Let it oxidize. Doesn't have to be for very long, probably about 5 minutes. So you can let it dry for a long time if you don't want to get your hands as dirty, but if you don't mind, you can start to unwrap it right away. And I am speeding this up because it takes forever to take this one apart. And I'll just say it's worth it to go slow, because you don't want to snip accidentally the fabric. So I'm just taking them all off methodically. pays to take your time with this pattern. Okay, so you can hear all the pennies dropping. And see the pattern there? I love it. Turned out really cool. So this one has been oxidizing for a little bit now, and you can see it's turned completely blue. Check out all these little rings, like organic looking circles. And this detail up here was kind of unexpected because I dipped it really fast, but I like the way it turned out. So after this, I'm going to wash it on hot with Synthropol, which is Dyer's detergent, and I'll put a link down in the description for the dyeing supplies I used, and if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more dyeing tutorials. Alright, see you guys next time.